Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's Eliah Yaakov. I'm going to do with part 2. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying if this is the first time you've seen this video, there is a part 1 to it, and this is called the Unification of Israel, a unified people, a nation of many colors and many ethnicities. If you're a Jew, if you're Black Hebrew Israelite, if you're Sephardim, if you're Yemenite, I ask you in Bashem, Hashem, Yahuwah Adonai, Elohei, Yisrael, that you would just take out a few seconds. And just because I'm dark skinned, I'm not here to try to portray an image that black people are the only Jews or whatever it is. I'm just here preaching a message of the unification of the children of Israel to those who believe Abraham to be their father, those who do believe that Yitzchak is their father, those who believe that Yaakov is their father, and they have made a covenant, a barit, with Adonai Yahuwah, Elohei Yisrael, to follow his Torah, his mitzvah, and to keep his chagim, his feast days, to keep his kadosh, to have a kadosh lifestyle. This is what I do this for. I'm reaching out because I believe that us, as a nation of Israel, a message to the Ashkenazim, that Yahweh said that the children of Israel were like the sands of the sea. And what I'm doing is to try to point out different scriptures within the Nevi'im and into the Tanakh that teaches us that we were a multitude people, and that dark-skinned people, there were African Jews besides the Limba, besides the Falashas of modern-day Ethiopia, that we were also scattered into other parts of Africa, and that the mid-Atlantic, Middle Passage slave trade had a lot to do with prophecy, and that the Negroid of America, a lot of us are Israelites too, but only those who are coming in spirit you will be able to recognize who is Israel. And whether a person is from Japan or Antarctica, for instance, you know what I'm saying, if they have come to the truth in Torah and they want to follow it, there is no conversion that is needed. That is the conversion, that they have circumcised their hearts. Now, we're going to go into the message. We're going to continue on. We're going to go into the book of Yeshayah first. Okay, we're going to go into the 19th chapter. That's Isaiah, for those who don't know what a Yeshayah is, or Yeshayah. The 19th chapter, the 24th through the 25th verse is what we're going to cover. It goes in 24. It says, Bayom hahu yi Yisrael. And in that day, Yisrael will become Shilishiyah leMitzrayim ul Ashur. A third part, okay, with Mitzrayim and Ashur. Mitzrayim being Egypt and Ashur being Assyria. It's indicating the northern captivity and also the southern nativity of the children of Israel. But we know this is where Father Abraham and Father Jacob and our brethren Joseph, they all dwelt, and they all had their origins in the land of Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt, which we know to be dark-skinned people by the archaeological finds of the paintings that were left over in the tombs and the sarcophaguses of the ancient pharaohs. We hear stories about Pharaoh, and we understand that they were a mixed multitude people. The majority of the priesthood that was in those ancient pictures of Israel were actually Levites, and they were Israelites. Okay, we're going to understand that. It goes on to say, Barakah bekerev ha'eretz, as a blessing in the middle of the earth. So in that day, Yisrael will become a third with Mitzrayim and Ashur, and will be a blessing in the middle of the earth. This is what Israel is to be. This is what I'm calling out, so that Israel can reach its high potential, and we can receive our Mashiach, and the great day of Yahuwah, where the rest of the world will try to come against us. And if it's not in our generation, then our generations will be prepared, and Yahuwah shall reign from the sky, and the eternal Yerushalayim shall be in place, and we shall be raised from the dead. We're going to go on in 25 of 19, and it says, Asher be rako Yahuwah Savaot lemor, those who Yahuwah Savaot has blessed, saying, Baruch Ami Mitzrayim, which means blessed are my people, Mitzrayim. He says blessed are my people, Mitzrayim. And we know that the ancient Egyptians in this day and time were a dark-skinned people. They were not the Turkish or the modern republic of Islamic, the Islamic Republic of Egypt. They're not that. Okay, they were the ancient Nubian people. Ashur, the work of my hands, he says, U ma'aseh yadai Ashur. Ashur, the work of my hands. Excuse me. He says, Wana chalati Yisrael, and Yisrael my inheritance. Yisrael has received the eternal inheritance that has been given from Abraham to Yitzchak, all the way to Yaakov, through Judah, through David. Okay? Through the Bnei Yisrael, this Barit, this covenant that we have made with the Creator from Mount, that was on Har Sinai, that mitzvah that we are to put in our heart and our mind and our souls, and to bow down to no other Elohim but Yahuwah. This is the inheritance, the land from the great river Nile to the great river Euphrates. And he called Mitzrayim his people because they were his original people. Ashur was the work of his hands. When those people had done wrong in those day and time, these dark-skinned people who were the original Assyrians came in, since the Ephraimites were already mingling with them anyway and bowing down to these were Shemitic people, but they were more Palestinian Shemitic, like we were talking about in the last video. They were the work of Yahuwah. When he wanted to punish the children of Israel, and he wanted to punish the children of Egypt, and he wanted to punish the children of Cush, he sent Assyria. Israel will be his inheritance, though. Those who have the Torah. And out of these two, he said, we will be a third part. We will be a unity. Okay, so this is two different people, African and Indo-Aryan, Shemitic, together as one Israel. We're going to go now to the book of Yeremiah, 16th chapter, the 14th through the 15th verse. 16 and 14 goes, Lakein hine yamim ba'im. Thus indeed, behold, the days are coming. Num Yahuwah, declares Yahuwah, Walo ye amer, and it will no longer be said, or it will be said no more. Chai Yahuwah asher he'elah, Yahuwah lives, who has brought out the children et bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim, the children of Yisrael from out of the land of Mitzrayim. He said they will come, and those days are coming. It will no longer be said that, and these are the days that I am asking for us to reach forward towards, for us to try to reach back to bring these days when he said it would no longer just be called when he brought our forefathers out of Egypt. But he said also in verse 15, it goes on to say, Ki'im Chai Yahuwah, but rather Yahuwah lives, Asher He'elah et bnei Yisrael, that brought out the children of Yisrael, Me'eretz Safon, from the land northward, or from the northern lands, Ashkenazis, the people that come from Europe. Okay, here's the prophecy for you people. He will also be called Yahuwah lives, that brought the people from the north. Now he's indicating two different houses, the Egyptian and the Assyrian. It goes on to say, Umikol ha-aratzot, and from all the lands, Asher hidi cham shama, there where he had driven them out to. So not only from the northern lands, but also from all the lands. And we discussed that in part 1, the many places from which he would call his people. It goes on to say, Wa hashivotim al admatam, then I will bring them back into their land. Okay? Asher natati la avotam, that I gave to their fathers. The beauty of the Devarim at Yahuwah is that it describes and it explains itself for anyone who has a true heart to open up to his knowledge, to his hakim, to the wisdom of his word and the truth of his prophecy given by the Hanavim. Okay? We as true students of the Yabarim, us as true followers in the Bnei Yisrael, true followers of the Torah, Moshe, true followers of the Tanakh, of the Ketuvim, the history that has been given, we must understand what the truth is. We're going to go on now to the book of Yezekiel. Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, 24 to 25. 24 goes, Velo Yiye, old, and there will no longer, and it will no longer be anymore. Okay, Velo Yiye, old, Lebet Yisrael, Silon Mamir, which means a pricking briar towards the children of Israel. You know what a pricking briar is? A pricking briar, you know, when you walk past a bush with thorns in it. He says there will no longer be a pricking briar towards the children of Israel, something that's poking us in the skin, something that's very irritating, very punishing, very brutal. Okay, and it goes on to say, Lakot Mikol Sevivotam, which means, or a painful thorn by those all who surround them, Hashatim Otam, he that scorns or despises or lacks respect for them. That word Hashatim means he that scorns or he that despises or lacks respect Otam for them. So he says there will no longer be a painful thorn or pricking briars towards the children of Israel by those who surround them. And this is even speaking about today in Israel. Once we allow everybody to come home and we gather ourselves from all four corners, even including here in America, just as you've done for the Chinese and the people who are in India, the people who are in Somalia, the people who are in Ethiopia, but also there are tribes who are in Nigeria and the Limbas that are in Southern Africa. And these people, we all should be able to become back to Israel with no hassle and no problems. Being able to start a new life, being able to come to Israel and dwell and live as the children of Israel did. He says that there will no longer be this pricking briar towards the children of Israel and a painful thorn by those who surround them. This is something that we must understand in truth. He goes on in 25 to say, Ko Amar Adonai Yahuwah, thus spoke the Master Yahuwah, Bekabsti it Beit Yisrael, when I have gathered the children of Israel, Min Ha'amin Asher Nofotsu Ba'am, from the peoples where they are scattered among them, Vani Kadashti Vam, and I have been set apart, sanctified, or made holy by them. Lene Hagoyim, in the sight of the Goyim, Vayashavo Al Adamta, then they will dwell upon their land, Asher Natati Lavdi LaYakob, that I have given to their fathers. This is something as a word to the black Hebrew Israelites here in America. It says, thus spoke Adonai Yahuwah, when I have gathered the children of Israel from the people, where they are scattered among them, scattered among the people. And I have been set apart and sanctified and made holy by them in the sight of the Goyim. Meaning that when the Goyim see you, they shouldn't fret and say, oh, there's a black Hebrew Israelite and he's going to call me a devil, he's going to call me Esau. No, that is a Kadash Isha. That is a Kadash Ish, is what they should say when they see you, and they see you wearing your tassels, and they see you wearing your locks, or they see you wearing your beard, and you have your head covered, or you walking with a Torah in your hand, and when they walk upon you, they know that you are a true man of Elohim. You are a true man of Yisrael, and you have sanctified, you have set apart, you have become Kadash. Kadash for Abba Yahuwah, Adonai Elohei Yisrael. Therefore, once we get into that level, then the people who I'm reaching out to also as a word to us, they're going to allow us to come back and dwell upon our land. Because Yahuwah has said it. That spoke Yahuwah. We're going to go also into Zephaniah 3 and 10 for a lot of those people to understand that we have the Limba tribes. Before we went into slavery, we were from the Ashanti and the Yoruba and the Igbo and also the Mandinka, different tribes who were actually Hebraic people. Before the Muslim invaders came into the land, they had actually Yehidim, camps. But we were also scattered abroad in a slavery that was brought upon the children of Ethiopia and the children of Mitzrayim. And we're going to get into that in another video. We're going to finish this out with Zephaniah 3 and 10, and he says, Meyaved Lana Hare Kush, from beyond the rivers of Kush, Atarai Bat Futai, my worshippers. Okay? The daughters of Fut, the daughters of my scattered ones. This is Futai, the daughters of my Futsai. I'm sorry, I said that word wrong. It's Futsai. Okay? Futsai, which means my worshippers, the daughters of my scattered ones. And then he says, Yovilun min Chati, will bring of my food offering. Here he's indicating a prophecy that there will be Cushitic children from beyond the rivers of Cush. What are the rivers of Cush? We know it's not necessarily just the Nile River. There are many rivers that are in the middle of the planet, in the middle of the continent Africa, and he's saying from even beyond them. This is where the Limbas come from, and a lot of the tribes that we belong to. So he's still speaking in the sense, just because we've been separated and scattered and dispersed over into the Americas, in the Middle Passage doesn't mean that we still do not represent this population when he says, from beyond the rivers of Cush, my worshippers, the daughters of my scattered ones, will bring my food offering. We would start to come back to his truth. For he even said in the Tehillim that princes would come out of Egypt, and that Cush would soon reach her hands to Elohim. So to those Jews who took the time out to pay attention to this video, like I say, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to try to call you out and say that we are the original and you guys are the fakes. But I'm pointing out scriptures out of the Tanakh that are showing to you that the children of Israel were of African descent and were also of Indo-Shemitic. Because we were Hamido-Shemitic and we were Indo-Shemitic, which means we were Yepho-Shemitic, because he said Japheth would dwell in the tents of Shem, but also Jacob sojourned in Ham. The children of Israel sojourned in Ham. They were lived in Mitzrayim. They became a people in Egypt. And it seems like I may repeat the same thing over and over, but what I'm going to do now in part 3, the next video that I'm going to do to add on to this series, I'm going to cover the fact of when Judah went into Africa and how far into Africa they went, and then the prophecies that covered the slave trade that said that the Israelites would go into this slavery with the children of Ethiopia under the hands of the Islamic or the Turkish people. I'm going to prove that to you according to our Devarim, according to the Hebraic word. And I pray that Adonai, Hashem, Yahuwah, Elohei, Israel, will open your minds and your hearts, and that you accept this teaching, and that Shalom, that the Tov Shalom shall enter into your levee. Okay? Thank you for your time. Ilya Yaakov. Until the next time, I say Shalom.
Beats for pros.net.